Praise the Lord. Good morning. I'm working from home today. Something I could have or should have been taken advantage of a long time ago. The 54-mile commute each way on driving and 52 miles each way on the train. So I decided to take advantage of work from home opportunity and program that I qualify for. And somebody go give me a cup of coffee and thought I would drop you guys prayerfully a spiritual nugget or something that can fall into your soul or touch your spirit. Unteachable, fat, available, unteachable. Excuse me, allergies. We have to be fat. I know someone's already offended you and hung up already, but you hung up too early. Fat means faithful, available, and teachable. And so many people are not fat, not obese, not overweight. They're just not fat. They're not faithful. They're not available. They're not teachable. And one of the worst situations you can get yourself in the form of a marriage or relationship is to be appended or attached to a student called a wife or a husband who simply isn't fat. They're not faithful. They're not available. And they're not teachable. They're not faithful in how they treat you. They're not faithful in how they work with you in the household. They're not faithful as far as helping you pay the bills. They're not faithful as they won't even pick up the phone to call and pay the cable bill. They won't even pick up the phone to call and pay the utility bill. They won't even pick up the phone to call and make some type of payment arrangement on anything. They are not fat. They're not faithful. They're not available. And the worst one is they're not teachable. I'm not talking about intelligence. I'm not talking about cognitive. I'm talking about purposely working with your wife, your husband, your fiance, your significant other, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your baby mama, your baby daddy, whichever definition of verbiage or position or role you want to mention as I leave this alone. Fat. Are you faithful? Are you faithfully executing what you can do in your marriage or relationship? Are you faithful? Are you faithfully executing the love and sharing and caring and compromise? See, compromise means you come in with a promise, a mutual promise to mutually aid, to mutually work with, to get along, to work with your significant other, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. You see, if they're treating you wrong in an apartment, my God, they're going to treat you wrong in a house. If they cussing you out in a studio, they're going to cuss you out in a mansion. If they mistreating you in an apartment, they're going to dog you out in a house. You see, the precursor to marriage is relationships. The precursor to marriage is how you treat one another. See, if you're acting a fool before the marriage, you're going to act a fool after the wedding vows. As I leave this be, faithful, available. Are you teachable? The worst relationship in marriage to be in is someone who is absolutely unteachable, absolutely unavailable, absolutely unfaithful. Faithful, available, and teachable. As I come on down in God's airplane. Are you faithful? Are you faithfully executing your vows? You know, if it's over, it's over. And sometimes our heart and mind is the last one to get the note or the message that it's over. Are you faithfully executing love and sharing and caring and compromise, coming with a promise to change and to work with your significant other, your partner or your partner? Are you available in your heart and mind to be taught? Are you available in your heart and mind to be groomed and grown? See, you're not supposed to grow old because of the person. You're supposed to grow old with the person. As I leave this be, faithful. Are you faithful? Are you available? Are you teachable? Do you listen? You see, in a classroom, you have what's called pupils. But you also would have in your eyes are pupils. And pupils are made to what? See. So when I'm in the classroom of life, when I was in Bible college, when I was in seminary, University of Maryland, University of Central Texas, Butler High School, Robert E. Lee High School, I was a pupil. So I have to see versus interrupting. I have to see and hear the teacher versus being a class clown. I have to see and take within me instruction for construction or suffer destruction as I leave this beat. The infrastructure of our mind and heart can only be built, maintained, and rebuilt if we're fat, if we're faithful, available, and teachable. But so many of us have hooked up with, married, appended to, got children with, divorced, or going with, shacking. Pick either one, and the person we are with is not faithful. They're never available, and they're definitely not teachable. As I leave this beat, are you teachable? Can someone teach you anything? So many people. I'm blessed to the Most High God to counsel couples, and I'll be amazed at the educational level of some of the women, some of the men, some of the husbands, some of the wives. And then I look at in this corner, PhD. In this corner, GED. I'm not talking about educational level. I'm talking about faithful. There's nothing wrong with GED. I've been blessed to the Most High God to teach GED class for 18 years to gang members. In this corner, bachelor. In this corner, uneducated. In this corner, an associate's. In this corner, anger. Are you faithful? Are you available? Are you teachable? Some of y'all are married, shacking, appended to, going with people who have just as much education as a psychiatrist that you've seen, as a cardiologist that you've seen, as internal medicine doctor that you've seen. So many, some of y'all have just as much education as an OBGYN, and here you go again with your same old nonsense and mess. Are you fat? Are you faithful? Are you available? My God, are you teachable? As I leave this beat. So many marriages, so many relationships, so many friendships, so many partnerships, so many leaderships, so many fellowships, so many battleships, so many warships, so many worships have been sunk because you thought you were captain of the vessel, but you got in the ship with a shotgun. You thought you were the captain of the vessel, but you got in the boat with a hammer. You thought you were the captain of this vessel, but you got in the tiny ship that was lost, and you caused more and more problems. 5 years, 10 years, 15 years later, you still are not fat. You're not faithful, you're not available, and you're not teachable. That's a long, hard sale. That's a long, hard marriage. That's a marriage that's destined to end at the 30th year mark, at the 20th year mark, at the 10-year mark. And it's all on layaway of the enemy because you allowed him to put a down payment on your demise of your heart and mind. You allowed the enemy to put a down payment on the demise of your marriage and relationship and your love and understanding of one another. As I leave this beat, are you fat? I'm not talking about obese. Are you overweight? I'm not talking about obese. Are you faithful? Are you available? Are you teachable? Worst relationship in the entire universe. Y-O-U-I verse. It's the one where you're with someone. You can't talk to them. You can't teach them. You can't tell them anything. They scream and yell. They have a PhD in screaming, yelling, and cussing, but don't have any type of education and understanding and compromise and mutual respect and working with you. It's a hard sell. It's a hard pain. And it's a hard way. What you gonna do with that person who doesn't seem to be fat? Faithful, available, and teachable. If you're faithful, you're available. If you available, you're teachable. But so many of us have lost the way. Yes, we have. Not physical, but mental. Not physical, but emotional. Not physical, but spiritual. Not spiritual, but supernatural. Not physical. You lost weight in this world. We have to be faithful, available, and teachable. Other than that, everything we do, we put it on layaway to die, to demise, to depress, and to doom. I pray this touches your heart and mind. I pray this touches your spirit. Beg the Most High God, to become faithful, available, and teachable. And then and only then will your life, will your relationship with God, will your marriage, will your relationships in life become better. God bless you is my prayer. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Peace. 1. Fat, faithful, available, and teachable. Are you?